All right, so this is stage 3. In this stage, the shooter begins starting behind the window. Shotgun empty, held at low ready. Pistol loaded and holstered. At buzzer, obviously shooter will load and acquire 1 hit on each rifle steel silhouette with 1 hit, slugs only, through the window. The longest range target is 100 yards. So it's a full IDPA target at 100 with a slug. The idea behind a shotgun, of course, is that it's got a lot of dynamic capability, right? You can use it at range or close. So that's a long range shot. For a shotgun, we get it, but that's the goal. So 1 hit on each steel plate. Shooter will then table their shotgun, jump through the window, and proceed to either the first or second shooting box in front of the MGM spinner. The first shooting box is slugs only. So if you decide to go to the closest box, you will engage the spinner with slugs. Try to spin it from there. The second shooting box is bird, buckshot, or pistol, no slugs. So if you don't want to use slugs or don't want to try to hit that hard target with slugs, you go to the second box, and from there you can use buckshot, bird, or pistol to spin the spinner. Make sense? Shooter must spin the spinner fully and may do so from either shoot box. If the shooter decides to abandon box 1 and move to box 2, they must ensure that they've removed all slugs from the shotgun before firing at box 2. Firing a slug from box 2 is a stage DQ with no exceptions. Any steel rifle plate not hit with a slug will be scored as an FTN. That's a 35-second penalty. So you really want to try to hit those things. Not spinning the spinner target will be a 60-second penalty. Stand by. High right. Hit. High right. Hit. Spun. Woo! Looks good. Dry fire. Muzzle up. I was gonna do slugs, but I had some malfunction, so I just ditched it. Yep.
Smart move.
Ready. Stand by. Hit. Hit.
Low.
Low?
Yep. But centered.
Hit.
Get out.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Archer.
You missed it.
Almost.
You're missing.
I'm out of ammo.
Oh.
Oh. So close.
All right, so stage 3 could have gone a little better.
We both had something go wrong.
Yeah, my sight has always actually has been very reliable, and in this instance, it wasn't the gun. One of my magazines, after I reloaded, I was decided to shoot the long-range slugs at the spinner, and I got 2 hits in a row. One more hit would have spun it.
Yep.
And I had to reload, and when I went to reload, it wouldn't feed. And when we came back after that, I decided to transition to the closer box and just move over to buckshot. When I looked at it, my magazine, well, the follower was stuck. So I took the magazine apart. I was trying to figure out if the magazine had gone bad. And the magazine's fine. It was a shotgun shell that was deformed or something, jamming halfway up.
Now, you know what's interesting is your buckshot is, no, was that buck? Or
That was slugs.
Slugs. Okay, never mind.
So I don't know. So one of the shells, for some reason, had something wrong with it, and it got stuck halfway up the magazine, which caused the whole thing not to feed properly.
So in my case, I was actually really thrilled with that first bit with the long-range slug shot.
That was excellent.
The front sight on that Martini works really well. I was very happy with how that went. Unfortunately, the second half, not so much. It seems, and not just with me, but watching some of the other shooters, the birdshot just doesn't have enough energy to put much of a dent in the spinner.
Well, people did spin it with birdshot.
Yes.
Most shooters spun it with birdshot.
If you've got a repeating gun and you can make quick follow-up hits, it works. For me, I wasn't able to reload it fast enough to keep up with the friction of the spinner slowing down.
Not enough energy on target.
So I went to the pistol and I was that close like 4 times. And
Now, you don't really have an excuse for not spinning with the pistol. So,
I'm really kicking myself for not managing to hit the spinner.
When I say that went wrong for me, I think the best run here was 38 seconds and I was 48.
It's not too bad.
I mean,
but
10 seconds with a malfunction still. I mean, I could have been lower than that. I think I would have been at 30-something if I had hit with all those slugs, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I actually wasn't quite in last place.
No.
One of our buddies was shooting a sawed-off side-by-side coach gun.
Yep.
And he had a lot of trouble with the spinner as well.
And by the way, I tested those magazines yesterday. They were
were
fine.
fine, yeah.
This stuff only happens on a timer.
Yep.
All right, let's go on.